Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Our Two Cents. I'm your host, Clinton Smith. I'm here with Galen Bargerstock, our financial advisor at GCES. And today we're talking all about why waiting to plan your finances can screw you over.
Yeah, you shouldn't wait to do anything.
Yeah. Before we get into all that, Galen, how are you this morning?
Having another great day.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You know, I think it's kind of cool for all of you watching at home. You kind of get to see us jump through time. You know, we record all of these episodes about 4 different times a year. So it's been a couple months since we've actually gotten the chance to check in with you all. We hope you're all doing well.
Yeah.
You know, I know that you have some well wishes that you want to give out.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that is watching our show that's a client, thanks for, getting us here. We wouldn't be here without all of the, trust that you've dealt with us, for us to handle your retirement.
Yeah. And one of the things, and whenever we think about what we're going to talk to you guys, we often want to talk to you about things that we're constantly seeing whenever we're meeting with you at home and talking to you about your benefits in your retirement. You know, there's a lot of stuff on the plate that people have to talk about, but we really want to talk about why it's important to not wait until it's too late. There are things that happen in life and things that unexpectedly come up that are going to make people forced into making a decision about their retirement. Yeah. And we've seen this. Can you give some examples?
Yeah, I can give you a specific example. I mean, right now, I'm working with somebody getting them retired, filling out all the retirement paperwork. And in the midst of trying to get them retired, their parent has, passed away. And that just dramatically put a whole new damper on everything that they have going on. So it's kind of like we're re-looking, readjusting at everything because now there's other things that are coming into play. Inheritance.
Yeah. Well, I know the more specific things that I would think of, that's not a horrible situation to be in, but a lot of times it's, I think, health issues that force people into making a retirement choice when they haven't at all at any point put any time into really planning their retirement. I was thinking about it this morning because, on the treadmill, that's where I get most of my great thoughts. That and in the shower, which, by the way, if anyone's wondering, this is a complete side story, but that means I have multiple processors running in my head at all times. And that tab finishes loading. And just then, while I'm on the treadmill, I actually figure out what it is. And I solve a problem from 2 weeks ago.
Right. Yeah. It happens.
Yeah. So, on the treadmill this morning, I was thinking about, ways to relate people not planning their retirement to actual normal everyday situations.
Yeah.
Right. We're planning a poker party right now. And really, if you think about all of the people, how often do you have people that wait right until the very end to plan their retirement?
I would say that it's probably about 30% will wait till the very last minute. A lot of people are at least preparing a year out, maybe at least 6 months out. But, I do get hit with a lot. I need to go right now. What do we need to do to get this done? You know?
And, relating this all to a game of poker, if you're playing poker and let's say your game of poker, you're only going to get dealt so many cards in life. Mm-hmm. Right? This is where the reference comes into
I get where you're going,
getting dealt cards in life. You only are going to get dealt so many cards throughout your lifetime that you have to make decisions throughout it. We work with a lot of federal employees, and a lot of postal employees think, oh, I work for the federal government. I don't need to worry about that. I'm taken care of. And that's not the case.
It's not the case. I mean, to a certain extent, you have a fantastic pension because you work for the United States government, and we take care of our own. But at the same time, you have to make certain elections to make that all be true. You have to know what health insurance package you're in order to, save as much money as you can to put into your investments and take advantage of the time horizon you have.
Even just with health insurance, let's take and go down that route a little bit, right? Just with health insurance, I know that there have been people that are not able to carry health insurance into retirement just because they didn't take the time to figure out retirement ahead of time.
Yeah, I mean, in federal employees and, a lot of places where you're going to work, you're going to have to be there for a certain time frame in order to port your health benefits over into retirement. And, I have a lot of people that don't know that they have to be, say, the federal government in the plan for 5 years. It could be any plan you want. It's not just one specific plan, just a plan that's sponsored because there's multiple options. But you have to be in that plan for at least 5 years to move that into retirement. And now the government is, mandating Medicare Part B coming into play when they turn 65. So you might be in the right Blue Cross Blue Shield at 62, but you might need to change into a different federal sponsored Blue Cross Blue Shield at 65 to save a little bit of money. And that's kind of where we come into play to help people make those guided choices and remind them, hey, your health insurance is important when you're 45. It might change when you hit 50. And your children might fall off the policy. So there's so much involved in the health insurance aspect where I can find, if I'm sitting down with somebody, maybe where they're paying too much money. And, a good example that I find all the time, just $100 a month, if you can change your health plan and find the health plan that you want, and it's $100 a month cheaper, well, now you can shift and you can put that money into your 401k or whatever kind of savings vehicle you have, thrift savings plan with Federal. But now you're taking your life choices and your health, and you're creating wealth with your finances because you're using the money you were using inappropriately, paying over much to the insurance company, too much.
Yeah. You talked about health insurance a lot there.
Did I?
I really just wanted you to tell me how long do they have to have it before they retire to
5
carry
years.
it into retirement?
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So 5 years before your retirement, you have to have health insurance, and you have to carry that the entire time?
Correct.
Right before retirement, or is it like 5 years at any point in your employment?
No, it has to be the last 5 years.
Right. So if you're a federal employee and you're at home and you think that you want to retire within the next 5 years, but you haven't been carrying health insurance, that's something you really should call. And that's where we're going with all of this stuff, is that the more you plan ahead of time, the more we can do for you. If you're relating it to a hand of cards in poker, if you wait the entire time, the whole way until the end of the game, and you don't make any decisions about the cards that are dealt to you or the cards that are in your hand, at the end of the game, you have what was in your hand.
Yeah.
There's no making any decisions. And that's really what it's like. If you think about meeting with a financial advisor as something I'm going to wait until the very end of my life to do, there's going to be so many things that you just don't have the opportunity or the time to do to maximize what you're doing in your retirement. So guys, you can give us a call at any time. We're going to go to a commercial break here in a second. Our phone number, if you want to reach out, it's 888-391-3465. There's somebody standing by 24/7 to help you schedule an appointment with Galen. And Galen, how long does it take for you to meet with someone on the first appointment?
The first appointment, we're really talking about maybe 45 minutes to an hour, unless you're going to be retiring and I need to fill out paperwork, then we need two. But just brief 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. If you're watching this show, we work in your area and we can definitely help you meet with Galen and get a better understanding of all of your benefits in retirement, like you said, in about an hour. So all you have to do is call the number on the screen, 888-391-3465. We'll be back in just a moment, guys. Galen and I were really lucky that we haphazardly got into running a financial advisory company. Hi, my name is Clint Smith, and I am the CEO of GCES. Back in the day of Craigslist, Galen answered a Craigslist ad and started working for a company as a federal benefits advisor. At that time, I was the general manager of a restaurant, and I got laid off, and Galen said, hey, do you want to start setting my appointments? And at that point, we literally went on LegalZoom and started a company. If you had told me 16 years ago that GCS would take us to where we are now, I would be extremely happy because things have been great, but I had no idea that it was going to turn into all this. We just started trying to do the best that we could do. And the term building a business is something that I didn't really understand until we actually built our business. Our relationship, I think, is very intimate. There are clients that have invited us to their retirement parties, that have invited us into their homes. There are also clients that we've had that have been along with us along the entire ride, that have seen our company grow throughout the years and have made us a part of their lives. The reason it's super important for us to give back to the community at GCS isn't just because me and Galen feel that that's what we're supposed to do, but because we have the ability to do it. I think of myself as a strong person. I have a lot of energy, and I want to be able to use that energy to do good for other people. In our lifetime, and our legacy is going to be GCES, and I want us to have a ripple effect of good through our employees, our clients, and our community. Wow, guys, that was a great commercial. That was the first time that I actually saw that commercial.
Yeah.
My eyes look really blue.
Did they?
Yeah.
I couldn't see that far. I could see the commercial. I like the commercial, but I couldn't see your eye color.
Yeah, we just recorded those commercials the last time we were out here, guys. It's a super awesome commercial. It's awesome to see, the growth and the evolution of GCES over the last year. I mean, it is, right now in time, while we're recording this, guys, it's like the end of July, the last day of July of 2026 right now. last year on August 18th, we closed on our new office. We moved GCES, and things have been great. It's been an awesome year. We have a great team at home, and really honing our message to, our 2 cents to really talk about things that are important to you. Please, guys, if you are watching this episode, we have a lot of regular viewers that reach out and talk to us about the episode. But if there's something you guys want to hear us talk about, please reach out, send us an email, send us a message. It's definitely, not hard for us to change gears and talk about something that somebody wants to hear us talk about.
Yeah. Last time we were here, somebody texted me that morning and we talked about that show. We made a whole segment of it.
Yeah. So super awesome commercial, by the way, guys. Thank you to our production team. So today we're talking about why wait until the very end, because it can basically screw you over to do that. In our lifetimes, there are things that are going to happen. You can, get in a car accident, a family member could pass away. There are so many things that can happen to you throughout your lifetime that are going to force you into making a decision about retirement. Waiting until you're forced into it is the worst case scenario. It's the worst thing that you can do for yourself. We go to our dentist, supposed to go to our dentist twice a year for cleanings and checkups and x-rays.
Yeah.
But a financial advisor, you want to wait until you're ready to retire to check in on things?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have that idea, like you said earlier, that it's going to be taken care of, because the pension is there for you. But, as an American, we all elect and do as we choose, so the different options that we have in the free market that's in the outside world, you can elect different choices when you're younger. We talked about the health insurance, but also life insurance. The group life insurance is dirt cheap whenever you're younger in these group plans. But if you think that is going to be the coverage you're going to pull into retirement, you're wrong, because it's just going to get way too expensive. And if you, take control and you own the policy, buy something, go through underwriting and get, what's appropriate to your health for the price, you're going to lock in that rate and you're going to be prepared.
One of the things that I think is super important to point out, and I just realized this, I just went to Rochester, guys. If anybody from Rochester is watching, hello in New York. In that meeting with them, right, we're at a seminar and, everyone is talking. And in the beginning of the seminar, there was some guy that, flat out told me, I've had the same financial advisor for 15 years or whatever, however long he has had it. And while we're going through the stuff at the seminar, I was talking about the different things that we work with people. And, with federal employees, it's pretty specific, but we do the same thing for everyone. You don't have to be a federal employee. We go over their pension, how to maximize their pension, how that works with Social Security, how to maximize Social Security, the ins and outs of Social Security. Should I claim at this age? Should I claim at that age on Social Security, right? How Social Security works with your pension, then take it a step farther into your investments. How do all of your investments work together inside of Social Security? What are the rules on your investments? All of those things work together, right? And we go over all of those things with our clients. When I was asking, and I know that you know the answer to this, but let's pretend that you don't.
Okay.
If I asked this guy, hey, did your financial advisor go over anything to do with your Social Security or your pension, or did he just talk about your investments?
Yeah. So normal circumstances, if you're working with a financial advisor that is not specific in the federal market like me, they're going to not know all the ins and outs of what goes on with your pension. And that's kind of where I've always, throughout my entire career, stepped in and kind of ran circles around different advisors. And it's not because, I'm smarter than them. They have the same financial knowledge that I do, and we went through the same training and everything like that. But the difference is, I'm repeatedly talking about, the situations of how their health insurance works, their life insurance works with the investment. So I'm not just financial based, I'm more the big picture. I like to think of it as encompassing everything aspect of your life and how to protect the wealth.
As marketing would like to call it, it's a holistic approach. So inside of that, guys, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. And, we work with federal employees. We also work with anyone that is interested in learning about their retirement. So those things that we do for federal employees, we can also do for everyone else. Do you know what I mean? You're able, hey, do you have a pension? Do you have anything from a previous employer? Let's look at your health plan. Let's look at your spouse's health plan and see how everything works together.
Yeah. I mean, the benefit of, me growing up with federal employees is they all have spouses. Not everybody has a spouse, but you know what I mean. Their spouses involved. And through the years, I've done this since 2009 with federal employees. So, I've met so many different families with so many different pensions plans as the spouse. And I would, of course, help the spouse as well. So I figured out how all their pension plans work. Or if they only have a 401k, well, how do we turn that into an income stream?
I'm
Like maybe
curious,
move.
how often do you work with a single person that has no one else involved? Because
Well,
if you think about it, not just a single person, there's married people, there's single people, but normally single people also have someone else that they want to either look at it
yeah.
or to check into things with
Yep.
them.
Yeah. Friends, family members come usually if it's single, with no children. There are a handful of people that don't have anybody to leave the money on to. I know a person right now that they don't have children. It's just husband and wife, but they pull their money and they give it to charity for their RMDs, the required minimum
Yeah,
distributions. Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this whole episode, guys, is about not waiting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If you compare this all to a hand of poker, you're going to get certain things dealt to you right in the very beginning. That's, where you come from in life, the opportunities that you're given to right out of high school. You get married, you get another card dealt to you. You have kids, there are some more cards dealt to you throughout your lifetime. You have a pension and things that you get for being a federal employee, or you have investments and matching money that you get from an employer. There's another card being dealt to you throughout your lifetime. And people tend to, especially federal employees, not ever make any decisions about any of the cards.
Yeah, I think it mostly, to me, the sooner you get into the planning mode, the more confident you're going to be about everything. And it's the confidence that's going to let you roll with the punches, because I guarantee you, once you make a plan, that plan is going to unravel and change a little bit. Think
Yeah.
of our life. You think that something's going to happen one way, but then it completely turns into something new.
Yeah.
But at least if you have the educational background and teach yourself, the sooner the better. You're going to have that plan and you're going to establish that goal and just move with it.
Well, that's the difference too. It's a financial plan, but it's also, the younger you do it, it's not so much of a plan. It can almost be more of a preparation for the things that are going to happen in the future, right? Because there's two types of people watching this show right now at home. There are the people that have retirement coming up that are ready to retire, and there are the people that have a lot more cards to be dealt to them through the rest of their lifetime that they're going to have to make a decision eventually. So I do want to remind everyone, we aren't just handsome TV hosts. We do actually, Galen will come out to you and sit down with you at your house if you're watching this episode. We do appointments on Zoom. We do them in your house. You can also come to our office in Indiana, Pennsylvania, and sit down with Galen. In an hour, you can be on the right track to understanding your retirement. All you have to do is call the number on the screen. It's 888-391-3465. Someone is standing by to answer your questions. Just give a call. You can also scan the QR code on the screen over here if you want to. So we'll be back in just a moment, guys, and we'll see you in a minute.
I think the more questions that you ask about your personal situation, ultimately how you're going to get to point A to point B the fastest way. Hi, my name is Galen Bargerstock. I'm the president of GCES. I've been doing this since 2007, licensed in insurance. 2009 is when I started working with federal employees. The biggest thing that I've learned throughout my career is to show compassion for people, because you don't understand what they're going through and the questions that they're going to ask you and how much they need to know the answers to those questions. So I happened to just kind of luck into what I'm doing today. And when it all started, I thought I was going to be a pilot at the very beginning. Through life changing and me changing along the way, becoming a financial advisor just happened. I rolled with the punches. I think the relationship that I have with my clients is a little bit unique and different from other advisors, because I have more of a listening ear than a dictating, finger telling them what to do. So I'm kind of taking it all in and listening, and then we experience life together as the years go on, because now we're both rolling with the punches, figuring it out. I think that we're unique in the sense that we take a humorous approach to life and we're not so serious. Yes, it is very serious what we're talking about, and you don't want to run out of money for sure. But at the end of the day, if you're not happy while you're going through all this, then you're missing out on a whole side of life, and that money's not going to make you happy.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to Our Two Cents. I'm your host, Clinton Smith. I'm the CEO of GCES, and I'm here with Galen Bargerstock, the financial advisor at GCS, and he's also our president.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, as president, that really means in a lot of ways that, your side of things is deciding what is right for our clients and the kind of products that we use and the things that you do with clients.
Yeah. So pretty much what I do is the client focusing. Everything is client related with me, making sure that we are picking the right products for our clients, make sure that I am putting them into the proper products based on their age or, anything,
Yeah.
just what's appropriate.
So, I know that we've been basically kind of, what is that word? Is it a metaphor?
Metaphor for what?
Cards versus financial planning. Are we doing a metaphor? Is that what this is called?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we're kind of comparing playing a game of cards to never deciding to do anything with your financial plan, right? Throughout our lifetime, we're going to be dealt different cards where, when you're very young, growing up, you get dealt certain cards. It's what you learned in school. Did you play sports? And those sports are going to take you on to college. From there, what did you do with your life? Did you go to the military? Did you get married? Did you have kids? How many kids did you have? All of those things are things that were given throughout life that are turning points where you can make a decision about your finances. And you can far more help someone at a younger age than right before retirement.
I don't think that people realize as much of the financial things that they actually do know. You'd be surprised at how life just takes us along this ride and you're buying a house and then next thing you know you have to replace the roof twice,
Yeah.
or your furnace breaks and where do you come up with this money or where do you get this money? So everybody is constantly creating their own pathways with how money works for their scenario. So I think that it is just amazing that we have the ability to help guide people along the way. I think of it kind of like if you want a card reference, like when you shuffle and make a bridge. We're kind of the bridge over to the retirement stuff to help enlighten them on some of the topics that they already know about, that they want to know about, that maybe they're just not asking the right questions when it comes to retirement.
Yeah. And, that's why, guys, you literally can call the number on the screen, 888-391-3465. It's free for you to get a full financial plan. We print out a big 56-page document that's going to go over all of the things that you get for retirement. It's that easy for you to start planning. All of these poker references and everything, I do want to bring up growing up. My family, I don't know about anybody else's family, but that was what our family did growing up, is that they would get together for holidays and then afterwards they would all play pinochle. And everyone would have change. Everyone would bring their own change jars. Does anybody else's family do that?
We played rummy and stuff like that, but we didn't play for money like your family did. So that was kind of new to me. Everybody's, getting all their money out of their car, coming in to play cards at Christmas. That's fun.
I don't know all of the rules to the games, but there was stuff like Follow the Queen.
No.
Storm and Norman is the name of one of them.
I think your mom was making them up.
Nines are better trips to win is
Yeah.
another saying that I can remember,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But that was, in learning how to play poker, think about that. That's the same as going through life where you're going to get certain cards. You're going to make decisions to get rid of cards that you don't want in your life. You're going to pick up cards that you didn't ever expect on getting, that you didn't know that you were going to get. And in the end, all you want to do is get the pot.
Yeah, I wanted to get the wild cards all the time. So, I mean, basically you're looking to get your hand, learn how to play the game and, move with it. I like the wild cards. I mean, that's where you could get a lot of points.
I remember my Uncle Billy would come up and he would drive the whole way from Pittsburgh and he would have like a can of change in a beer nuts peanut thing and like a Coors beer. And that's what they would do, is play pinochle all night long.
Crown Royal bag
Yeah.
with money in it.
Yeah. So, why waiting till the very end can screw you over is seriously one of the biggest things that we see all the time, especially in federal employees. It's super important that you take the time to really look into your finances as soon as you possibly can. A lot of people ask, well, when's the right time to meet with a financial advisor? Galen, what would your answer to that question be?
If a person is already asking when is the right time to meet with a financial planner, that day was the day that they should have reached out to a financial planner. Because if it's on your mind, today is always the day you can take control of your life and make anything happen. So today.
Yeah. It's really hard if you wait until the very possible end moment. Good example of this would be federal employees that have to hold their life and their health insurance for 5 years before they retire. We've come into federal employees who were like, hey, Galen, here's my retirement book, or here's my retirement paperwork, or, can you help me fill this out? And in that process of going through it, he has to tell these people, you can't retire
Yeah.
for another 5 years because your spouse is relying on your health insurance, and you need to stay there for however many more years or months it is
Yeah.
to get that time in. Can you explain that to everyone?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be in the plan for 5 years in order to port on the health insurance, but it's not just that. A lot of times you have to have certain years of service in order to retire at a certain time. So one of the biggest things that I see is people that were maybe on part-time years that didn't have full-time years, and this happens a lot with rural carriers, the people that are delivering all our Amazon addictions.
Yeah.
They were part-time for maybe 10 years. They've worked for the government for 30 years, but only 20 of those count. So they don't qualify like all their coworkers that had the full-time status. So a lot of the times it is full-time years of service that confuse people. And, can I buy back that time?
In really simple terms, guys, Galen can sit down with you and figure out where you're at today. He can figure out when you're going to be eligible to retire and actually show you how much you would make monthly each month when you get there.
Yeah.
And how long does that take you to do for someone?
It takes me about 30 minutes to do the report, but then it's explaining, and it depends on how many questions a person has, because I'm not going to turn you away just because you have more questions than another person.
Yeah. So guys, it was awesome talking to you all today. Our 2 cents, we come to you every week. We're going to talk about different financial topics and things as it relates to us. And it's a chance for us to really give you our opinion on financial topics. And Galen, I know your opinion on when should you meet with you about financial stuff?
Today. You should definitely call today.
Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back again next week. Feel free to join in. In the meantime, give a call to the number on the screen, 888-391-3465. You can literally have an appointment to meet with Galen in under an hour. That's all the time it takes, and there's no cost for you to meet with him. So call us on the screen, 888-391-3465. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next week. Bye.